Okay, we're officially live. Oh,
I
fun.
just saw your shirt, Rachel. I love it.
Oh, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
It's
Hey,
amazing.
it's thrifted.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
wearing the infamous blue crew neck.
blue.
It looks gray but it's like a slate blue. My friend waited in line for 6 hours for it for me. And it's
Oh
an
my
extra
god.
large because that's all they had left.
Oh my god. 6 hours, jeez.
Yeah.
They're pretty coveted.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh. What about you, Vish? What does your shirt say?
It's from Blood and Ash. It says you're a stunning something murderous little creature.
Oh.
Love.
SpongeBob, Taylor Swift, you are an absolutely murderous little creature. I mean, I feel like there's something here. There's some connection. I'm just not sure what it is.
I also have a t-shirt underneath, but it's just like skulls.
Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god. What a good look.
No. It's always my go-to.
Well, hi everybody. We're settling in still, but hello. I think Christine might be joining us a little bit later, but we've got the Fantaseries ladies. I think we're reading The Obelisk Gate, but also we might just be reading whatever. So let us know what you're reading in the chat. If you're reading along with us for Fantaseries or not. We did, when did we do the live show for 5th season? Like a month ago now? Almost?
I think it was the 20th of July.
Oh, wow. So not a month ago. Okay. I just don't have a perception of time. All right. Like about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I think we're still doing all of August and then sometime early September to talk about Obelisk Gate. So there's still lots of time. I haven't started it yet. Vish, I know you said you also weren't going to be reading it today, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the library to get me my copies. I'll be reading something else.
Do you know what you're going to be reading today?
Yes, I have 2 options, actually. Not options. I'm going to be reading both of them. First one, Morning Star.
Oh my.
I'm going to start it for the first time today. So
Wait, I have Morning Star right next to me also.
yeah,
I finished it months ago, but there was like a part of it near the end that I wanted to keep rereading, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. So.
That's fair. I haven't read it this before. I've reread Red Rising and Golden Sun twice now, so this will be my first time.
So good.
And then
so good.
Also reading Twisted Hate by Anna Huang, so I'll be switching.
These two. Wait, what other book did Anna Huang write? Because I know that looks familiar, but I don't know that particular one. It's Twisted Love or something?
Twisted Love, Twisted Games, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Twisted Love's the first one, so that's the one you probably seen around.
Yeah, this one's the third one.
Oh, very fun. Yeah. What about you, Jess?
To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna read.
Oh my god! Wait, what are you gonna do?
I'm watching the Mile Higher podcast right now.
The Mile what?
Mile Higher podcast. It's like a true crime podcast.
Oh, very fancy.
I'm just very tired because this trip has been like 5 a.m. report times, and I didn't sleep last night, so I don't know if I have the great power to read.
Where are you today?
I'm in Memphis.
Oh, where is Memphis?
In Tennessee.
Okay. I was like, Memphis is the name of somebody
right across the street from Graceland, where Elvis lived.
Oh, I was gonna say Memphis is the name of that great character from The Diviners, and then I forgot that it was a real location. But yes. Oh, fun. Well, I mean, admittedly, on the first sprint, I'm gonna go run and eat dinner because all I had was like 2 eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and a couple pieces of jerky today. So I am interested in eating, but I also have the audiobook for Obelisk Gate, so maybe I'll multitask a little bit.
Yeah. During the sprint, I will try and acquire Obelisk Gate. How about that?
Okay, that's all we can really ask for. So. That's fine. Let's see what everybody's up to. Hello, cool gamer. Thank you for always coming to sprints.
Yeah.
Appreciated. Maybe a cat. Hello. Also, thank you for always coming to sprints. It's always great to see like a lot of familiar faces or icons, I guess. I have the audiobook queued up, but I have 2 hours left of another audiobook that I want to finish first. What are you reading right now that you're finishing? I'm curious. Yeah, actually, I am currently reading How to Be Eaten by Maria Edelman, I want to say. Oh, yeah, Edelman. Which I had as like an ebook arc from NetGalley like a year ago or something. But they finally came out with the audiobook and it's really good. And it's about like all of the classic like fairy tale victims, I guess, like Little Red Riding Hood, who was like eaten by a wolf and stuff. But it's in the modern world where like everybody's basically in like a what do you call that? It's not Alcoholics Anonymous, but you know, like a grief group, I guess, like a support group.
Mhm.
Everybody's like talking about their problems. They're like, I went through this thing, I went through that thing. So I'm always like, such a sucker for fairy tales. So I'm trying to pull myself away from it to actually make Obelisk Gate progress before I have regrets. So
Not regrets.
have regrets. Hi, not gonna lie, I'm only 100 pages into the 5th season, lol. I mean, honestly, I also kind of want to reread the 5th season before I get into Obelisk Gate, which I know, Jess, you're like, don't do that because you wouldn't like it. But
So silly.
Yeah, I would say it's silly too, but I get why.
I mean, I thought it was very good. But I feel like when we were talking in the live show, because it's now been like a little while since I read 5th season, I want to, I don't know, like revisit a little bit of it. So maybe I'll do like a
I'm
little
sure
bit of
there's a wiki
skimming or
page
something.
for it.
Yeah, that's really what I need is like, I don't think
Yeah.
I'll read the whole book again, but I just want to make sure like I touch on the important things before I get into this one.
Mhm.
But I will say the audiobook is very intense for the second one because it just starts with like all the intense music. It's like bum,
I do
and
have
then
the
just starts going. I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on a second. What happened? What's going on? So
Yeah. Because I have no idea what's going on though, I need the physical and the audiobook. So I will acquire the physical book. Or the ebook, I guess. I'm gonna see if my library has it.
yeah. I think I'm kind of the same way. I feel like when I did audiobook last time, it's because I was doing like a road trip kind of a thing,
Mhm.
which was good, but I also feel like I'll just absorb it better as a
Mhm.
hybrid read this time. Hi, I'm reading Alice in Kyoto Forest. It's a manga. Oh my gosh. The way I want to read manga so bad now that I have free time. Um, I'm so excited about it. Like the last time we did sprints like 2 nights ago, I was dying to read manga, and then we did one sprint. I finished This Is How You Lose a Time War, and I didn't read any. But I just got my boyfriend into manga, which I'm really excited about. And he was like, "Can you bring over more volumes of Kitchen Princess?" And I'm like, "Yes, I can. Here's your shoujo manga you asked for. Here it is." So I'm very excited about it.
Have you read
Just
Full
wanna.
Metal Alchemist?
I read a couple volumes of it, but I've watched all of Brotherhood. So I know that the manga follows not Brotherhood, like the other one
Yeah,
or something. So I'm interested in reading it.
it's really
Um,
good. I love it.
yeah, I
One
think
like
I
one
read
of my
like 2 or 3 volumes of it. I'm really bad with manga and anime where like I'll watch or read a few things and I just stop for no reason. But that's definitely always been on my list. I feel like I
Yeah.
should pick it up again. Maybe before the end of the year. We'll see. I don't want to make promises now. It's just like who knows. But a very good one. Ander and Santi Were Here by Johnny Garzavilla.
That one's
It's
on
their
my
second book
TBR.
in as much
I want to read it. It looks cute.
Nice. What's it about? I don't know this one.
I think it's like a YA gay romance ish, I think.
Those are all the buzzwords that you need, really. So
Yeah.
immediate add to DBR.
Yep.
See, yeah, I'm annotating it to make sure I understand everything. Yeah, I feel like that's the way. Maybe I should
Mhm.
annotate this time around for Obelisk because I feel like I haven't annotated in so long, and it just would be easier for the live shows. So not a bad idea. Oh, also, we need to post more in the Discord, so I will be doing that also as I
Yeah,
read. I'm like,
I'm gonna try and do it too when I get
that's
my
why.
copy.
Yeah. So, I think it should be in the description now. So if anybody isn't in the Discord yet and wants to like read along and let us know what you think, just make sure you're using spoiler bars. But I have the Discord linked in the description down below, so you can join us there and then talk about the book. Or if you're still reading 5th season, you can also talk about 5th season there too. So exciting stuff. Should we just start with a sprint?
Sure.
Shall we go?
Works for me.
All right, I'm gonna find the little tomato timer guy. Let me see. Oh, that's a physical timer. Okay,
Don't use Bing.
called out. It's fine. I found him.
Rachel uses
Via.
Bing. She doesn't have an iPhone. She's living in the
Listen,
past.
listen. You're not wrong. How much time do we want to do? I will leave it up to the group to decide. Is 25 minutes okay, or should we do longer?
I would do 30 or 35, maybe.
Let's do 35. I feel like that's a
Okay.
good chunk. And also, I do want to eat without like running back to the computer.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds
all right,
like
cool. 35. All right. I guess we'll start reading and then see everybody soon. If you're just coming into the sprint now, let us know what you're reading in the this way. In the chat. Oh wait, this way. Yes. Let us know what you're reading in the chat. And if you're reading along with us. All right, cool. See everybody in 35. Hello, folks.
Hello.
I thought I was in an airport after that thing went off.
How was everybody's spring?
Good. Dark. Sad.
Dark and sad.
Oh no.
Well, that
Yep.
tracks, actually.
Exactly.
How far did you get? How many pages?
26.
Oh, nice. Jess, how was your podcast?
It was a very interesting. Still have 20 minutes left, so.
Very nice. I looked up a recap of the 5th season to remember everything, and then just started The Obelisk Gate, but something's really weird with my audiobook, where it just keeps saying I'm at... I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Oh, you definitely can't see it. Okay, there. It keeps saying I'm at... Actually, you still can't see it. It just keeps saying I'm at 0. Like, it says I haven't started the book yet, so I can't see my progress, which kills me because I love to be that person that, like, updates Goodreads where I'm like, 5% done, 6% done, 7% done. Guys, I'm progressing so much. This is great. And now I'm just like, I'm gonna just have to actually read this book and not track my progress.
Are you listening to it on?
Huh?
What platform are you listening to
What'd
it on?
Oh, on Cloud Library.
Are
So,
you
I don't know why it's
streaming
doing
it, or
that.
can you download it to your device? Because I always have better luck when I download it to my device rather than streaming it.
It is supposedly downloaded, except then it shows me all these... Oh my god, you really... Let me try to turn the brightness
I don't
down.
have any more troubleshooting suggestions then.
There. It's like, it says it's not downloaded yet, so I have no idea why. I normally just...
Weird.
It downloads itself, so I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
now you can see, like, the 0.
Okay, yeah.
0.
Mhm.
So, it's really weird. I don't know why. But I
Strange.
guess also this is like... I have to read it physically anyway, so... I was just listening while I was eating dinner. Had some very delicious tofu pot and like spicy chicken, so it was very good. Fun stuff. Folks in the chat, let us know how your sprint went and your progress and stuff. And if you just joined us, then what are you reading? Let's see. Tammy's here. Hello, Tammy. Oh my gosh. Elizabeth's here too. Gorgeous, gorgeous girlies. I'm here and back on the Bergman Brothers train. Which Bergman Brothers are you reading? I say as if I've ever read one.
I think she might be on the 3rd book, maybe.
Oh, okay. All I know is these are supposed to be really, really good, but I haven't read these.
It's so good.
I've only read the 5th one.
These are kind of like, I was gonna say Charlie Brown. Like Chloe Brown and Eve Brown and Danny Brown, where like you can just read them in any order, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's how most romance series are generally.
Or it'll be like a cameo of the other couple, but other than that, it's like their story.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so I updated my story graph, read like a page. That's usually the way these first sprints go, you know?
Progress.
That's what you gotta start with.
Yeah.
Another, I didn't actually read, just updated my series tracker.
I love doing that. It's so...
Still,
Yeah.
also great. Yeah. I feel like I really want to start my bullet journal again, so I can just do that for like my series tracker, or like my reading tracker, or whatever it is. So,
I have a little spreadsheet. It's just easier.
oh yeah. I also used a spreadsheet for a while, and I like kind of recently updated it again, where like I've skipped... What month is it? It's April now. Oh my god, it's August now. Wrong month.
Okay.
I feel like No, I'm not okay. I think I skipped like at least 6 months in my regular like Excel spreadsheet type of tracker, and then just was like, I'm not updating this for the last however long it's been. I'm just doing now. But it's so fun to like just... It's color coded, all that very fun tracking stuff. I'm reading volume 2 of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I have a feeling this is a manga, I assume. Could be fun. We were just talking about manga. Vish is correct. I am on book 3 and eating that shit up. Love it. I'm a real follower. I'm reading...
Same.
I mean, I feel like I'm similar. Where like if it's
Relatable.
out of order, I'm not sure if I could physically make myself do that.
Mhm.
Do it, Rachel. I have my series tracker in my Bujo. I might just do that. I think like I've been doing. I haven't been updating the Excel spreadsheet, but part of me wants to update my bullet journal to be up to date for like every month. And I probably should just bite the bullet and just be like, nope, start one now. Beginning of August. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I just keep adding new series to it though. LOL. Yeah, I am very similar. I have a lot of big expectations. If you've ever seen a TBR video I've ever posted, you can tell I have very big expectations, and it doesn't mean it always happens, but
Mhm.
that's why they're called hopefuls, you know? That's what it's all about. Oh, it's done, May. Gay Chinese web novels.
Hmm.
Even better. Even better, to be honest. Oh, very fun. Oh, I do bullet journal just for the current year I'm in, and spreadsheet for series of all time. Oh. Yeah. I really want to get back on the Bujo game, for sure.
Yeah.
Vish, do you bullet journal?
I did for like 5 years, and I was like, okay, I think I'm okay for now. You know, like I'm gonna take a break from it. I didn't feel like it, so I'm just using my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have my spreadsheet that's like up to date for this year, but I've been in the mood to bullet journal again. So I did for August, and I wish that I had started one for like 2023, so I had like a physical series tracker and stuff, but I don't, and I feel like I can't make one now in the middle of the year, so I have to wait until January.
It's always that thing of like, I have to wait. It doesn't feel right 'cause it's not the beginning of the year. But
Yeah. Maybe I'll get back into it, I'm sure, but just not now.
I just miss coloring stuff in every day. Being like,
Yeah.
this is my little like dot that's like, I read this book today. This is like, I can paste the little book covers.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
fun.
I miss doing that.
But there's a manhwa adaptation too that just got published this year. Ooh, what is Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation about? May I ask? I'm very interested. How is everyone on stream tonight? How's everyone on stream tonight?
Good but tired.
Good but tired too. Haven't been sleeping well for the last month, so
Oh,
good but
no.
tired.
Is it like the time difference? Yeah.
No, I don't know, to be honest. It could just be new environment. I dream a lot. It happens.
Oh.
It's fine.
I'm
Why is this
I'm
such a
getting
hard
by.
question?
How is retirement, Rachel?
It's okay. I filed for unemployment today, which was
Oh, we
exciting,
love.
and spent a lot of the day on LinkedIn and feeling bad about why I got fired because it was not justified. So, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I've been looking into like, how do I file for EEOC? Can I have a free consultation with an employment lawyer about what happened? So it's been a lot of like the back and forth stuff. I feel like it's very easy to look back on it and be like, I didn't do anything wrong. But it also is very easy to look back on it and be like, but for real, I didn't do anything wrong. So
Yeah.
it's just been the weirdness of all that and trying to like let it
I know.
go.
It'd be
or whatever.
nice, like, I don't know. I feel like you definitely would have a case with an employment lawyer, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
putting the time and effort and money into fighting it, it's just so prohibitive. It's so messed up.
Yeah. It's very annoying how much, I don't know, like time and energy you'd have to invest into it, not to mention the money as well, where I'm
Yeah.
just like, I already have been mad about this and like what has been happening during work, like while I was still working there for so long that I'm like, I don't know how much more of my time I want this to eat up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
thing.
That's
They
fair.
make it
This doesn't-
prohibitive so that we can't fight against the man.
I know, it's so annoying where I'm like, like at least with EEOC, they will, if you have an actual valid case, they will investigate it. And I'm like,
Okay.
that honestly would at least make me happy, and like that's free to file.
Yeah.
To at
That's
least
nice,
feel like
Yeah.
something would be done.
Mhm.
So I don't know if anything would particularly come of it beyond that, but I don't know. In the other way of thinking of it, it's like I was interested in moving on already, so at least I got some money out of it.
Yeah.
But it also was like, well, I will have to find a different flight to Michigan now. Like I will have to figure out everything from here now. But it is kind of nice to like have some time back and also realize like how stressful and like restrictive my job was, where I was like working, I don't know, like 10-hour days or something, and now I don't work at all. So being retired isn't so bad if you can get over the like emotional hurdle of like, this was unjust, I don't like this, and just be like, I get to make booktube videos again, I get to like, you know, hang out and do my hobbies again and stuff. So it's not bad. It was very funny because I texted Jayla today and I was like, what's your flight situation? Because I got fired and I'm going to need to change. She was like, what? She just immediately called me and was like, what happened? I was like, let me tell you. Like, it's been a crazy thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to like actual doing stuff soon.
Me too.
Oh, it's too complicated to try to explain in a comment, but basically, martial arts Ghostbusters. It's sort of, oh, that's fun, but with reincarnation in multiple timelines. Wait, that's even more fun.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not good. Okay, wait. I'm gonna write this down. Hang on a second.
Are you flying in Friday, Rachel, or is everyone flying in Thursday?
I am going to try to fly in Thursday with everybody else.
Okay.
Because I am not paying $1,000 to go fly into the super close airport.
Yeah.
Everything, so I'm going to be far away and then driving the 4 hours with everybody.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm taking the first flight out of Newark on Thursday, so if you're there, we'll say hi. I probably shouldn't say that. No one come kill me.
Yeah, I haven't booked a flight yet, so I need to hurry up and do that because it's fast approaching.
Yes, I do.
But yeah, I haven't figured out. You have a lot of new now.
Yeah, but it's all right. It just takes time.
Yeah. Lots of angst and family politics. Very, very fun. That's always good stuff in a book. I feel like it's very, at least like for me, it reminds me a lot of like Jade City and stuff. It's your favorite, Jess. More Fantaseries books that you did not enjoy.
All my favorite books.
Soothe their asses. If I had unlimited funds and unlimited emotional capacity, I probably would.
Yeah.
I almost wish my job would fire me. I'm on my last straw with it. I mean, you never know.
Just
Maybe
refuse to work.
Just yeah.
And then mutiny. The anarchy. It's historically time for the country to fall anyway.
It's at least time for like unionizing or something. It's been wild. Yeah. Work is crazy. I don't know. I just kind of feel like the more stuff I've been exposed to through social media where everybody's like, isn't it crazy that we have to come and like do this stuff every day and it's like taxing and people's health suffers and all that stuff. We should unionize and like everybody walk out of work. I'm like, that would be great, like if we got rights and stuff, but it's just a question of like how likely is it to happen, I guess. So
yeah.
Oh man, I wish we could unionize, but I work at Amazon. That's rough, buddy. Eesh.
Yeah, I have a union that I pay for every month, but they have no power and it's in our contract that we're not allowed to strike. So I'm not really sure what the point of it is.
Do you get like certain benefits because you're in a union?
I mean, no, it's just kind of like Congress where like the union and the company are just in a stalemate all the time, so nothing ever gets done. That's basically all it is. And we have representation if we get in trouble, but I mean, I don't get in trouble, so
Yeah, as I recall from 2 days ago, you were like, "It's never happened because I'm perfect," and I'm like, "True." Uh, not allowed to
Yeah.
strike?
No.
Man,
Late stage capitalism, baby. Gotta love it.
gotta love
Interesting.
something.
We don't have unions here, I don't think, for like workplaces. Yeah, it's weird. But we have like a good system where it's like, oh, if your employers are doing something shady or doing something wrong, we have like a outlet that we can like complain to, and then they will definitely take it very seriously and like investigate. But that's pretty much it.
That sounds
That's nice.
similar to like EEOC that I was looking into,
Mhm.
where I was like, I wish I knew about this about a month ago, where I could like gather evidence or whatever.
Mhm.
But it sounds similar. It's kind of like, it's not HR per se, but it's kind of like an HR system because it's
Yeah.
just external. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's helpful because a lot of the times HR like internally is not really objective.
Yeah.
So like an investigation is helpful in that way. Oh man, late stage capitalism. All right. Oof. What do we want to talk about now? Oh boy.
I don't know.
Are you guys doing a little booktube meetup? Are you
Oh
gonna
yeah,
see Jayla and stuff?
yeah. There's a thing happening in Michigan,
Oh,
and I think I don't know how many people are coming at this point.
that's
Like a
exciting.
bunch of folks. I'm sure there will be videos or something. I'm sure there will be definitely pictures at least. Yeah. So exciting. It's coming up for next week. I have to find a dress. It'll be exciting.
I actually need to find a dress as well. Oh, no, I don't. Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot.
Forgot.
I literally.
Or if those
I'm going to
popsicles.
another wedding in September that I need to find a dress for. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh, okay. It is like a nonstop wedding season for me right now. Like this coming
Oh my
weekend,
gosh.
there's a wedding. Following weekend is a wedding, and then also in I think October, I think is a wedding as
Oh,
well.
wow.
At least one wedding, might be more.
Yeah.
And then I went to a wedding earlier in June, May. I think May. So
Yeah.
it's been a
I
big year for love. Big year for love.
for sure. I have the one in August, one in September, and one in December. And I'm in two of them. But for the third that I'm not in, I need to find a dress for.
Where do you usually shop for dresses?
I don't know. I like to order stuff on Nasty Gal. I've had good luck with them actually.
On Nasty?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Netflix show about them? Like
Huh?
how have you seen the Netflix show about Nasty Gal?
No. Is it
It's
terrible?
no, it's actually really, really good. It's one of my
Oh,
favorites.
okay. I was like,
It's
oh gosh, am I
basically
ordering from
Yeah, it was like a
the wrong
documentary,
place?
like a
it's not a
bad.
documentary. It's like a show that they did about the
Okay.
owner of Nasty Gal and how she basically founded Nasty Gal. And I didn't know it
Okay.
was actually a real like website until after the show, and I was like, oh, it's real. I never bought from there, but it sounds good.
Yeah. I actually like their stuff. Like I'm sure it's probably considered
Wait,
fast fashion, but
is
they
that when
have
you
some nicer
got
stuff.
the beaded, like, the dress that you wore to,
Yeah. To Taylor Swift, yeah.
Paris? Because I
And
just
it's where
moved
I got
onto it.
that like pink and floral dress that I wore when I first went to meet up with Manda. I have a couple Instagram pictures in it because I love it. Yeah, they're ASOS, but I think I'm gonna try and maybe thrift my dress for the wedding because I'm trying not to spend so much money anymore.
That's fair.
That is very fair. Well, I know what I'm looking at while I listen to my audiobook on the next sprint. I will go dress shopping or something. Do they arrive relatively quickly?
Huh?
Do the dresses arrive like relatively quickly? Or like
Yeah.
clothes or whatever?
So- yeah.
Okay. I can work with that. That'll be fun. Oh, also I didn't actually address this. This doesn't seem like anything. Sorry.
Here's a pop.
Just here's a popsicle. I feel like this is
That's a
bad.
lot
This
of
is like just keep working outside and just take this like you know how like BuzzFeed will be like, you know, we don't give you any money, but you get to go to like glamorous parties. That's what this kind of feels like. Where it's like not a real benefit, but it's a thing that kind of makes you feel like, ooh, I got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like my mom. She's a nurse and she like worked through COVID. And instead of giving them some kind of like bonus, like they gave them a bonus, but it was like a Starbucks gift card.
Wow.
My mom was like, "You gotta be kidding me! Like this is such crap."
That is bogus. That's
Yeah.
terrible. Jeez, oh my god. Okay, at least maybe a cat works inside, so at least we've got that going for us.
Yeah.
That is good. Anyone see the Barbie movie? Yeah.
Not yet.
Awesome.
I haven't seen it yet. I might try and see it this weekend.
Cool.
I'm on
It
a
was very
budget,
fun.
so not yet.
It was very, very, very cool. Very enjoyable. I dressed up like Barbie with a lot of friends. We drove down to Philly and watched it in a fancy movie theater, so it was very fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was worried I was going to be the only person dressed up like Barbie, where I was like, I'm dressing up like Barbie either way, but like, will I be the only one in a blonde wig and all hot pink or something? And I spent like a little while getting ready where I was like, I'm putting glitter on my like eyeshadow and stuff like that. Like I'm going all out for this. And I was very happy when I arrived that like literally every person in this like 10-person group wore bright pink. A lot of them had like Barbie shirts, like they just had the same font. Someone brought a Barbie and was like Dr. Barbie. And then a lot of the guys who came were like in like the pink kind of like button up Ken type of things, and I was like, okay, thank God. And like one of my friends also wore a blonde wig. It's like, thank you for the solidarity so much.
That's so fun.
That's fun.
It was great. I also did wear heels, which were like, you know, the classic Barbie of like the foot that's like this. And that was a little bit of a mistake because I got a little bit lost trying to find this in the city. It was like, I can't run very fast, and the movie's about to start. So maybe not that part is necessary, but it was very fun. I wore everything I had in pink and purple. A bunch of people were also wearing pink. I love it. It's just like, it's such a great cultural thing of like everyone dresses up to go to the movies in a way that's not like, you know, I'm wearing my best dress. It's like I'm wearing the thing that I want to go see. It's just so fun. It's great. Shall we jump into another sprint?
Sure.
Sure thing.
Do we want to do 35 again?
Yeah.
Works for me.
Do this, and I will share the little tomato boy again. Okay.
How do you know they're a boy? Why are you assuming their gender?
You're so right. Little tomato. Little tomato. The three genders are boy, girl, and tomato. So
That's it.
that's it. Which one are you? Let us know in the chat. Okay. Anyway. All right. We'll see everybody in about 35 minutes.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, folks. How is everybody's sprint?
Oh, I gotta hide little tomato.
Hello.
I feel like your pronouns, bitch.
Gotta be respectful of little tomato.
Tomato, tomato.
Those are the two genders, actually. Tomato and tomato.
Yeah.
It's true. How was everybody's sprint?
Stressful.
Oh,
Stressful.
what happened?
What part
Just-
are you at?
People are dying.
Oh.
Declarations are being said. And I'm just like, so scared.
What page are you on?
48.
People are already dying on 48.
Yeah, tell me about it. I just met them too. It's so fast. I wish it could last the whole book, but no.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ah.
Exactly.
Oh, I remember this part.
I know.
God, and it just gets more and more intense.
I thought you were gonna say it gets more and more worse. I'm like, yeah, I'm expecting that.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it doesn't get worse, I guess, but it's a very good book. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I already love this series very much. I'm very invested.
It is so good. It is
Yeah.
like top 3 series ever for me.
Have you
It's so good.
finished Iron Gold and Dark Age as well?
No, I have Iron Gold, but I've never touched it. I just
Okay.
finished rereading Red Rising, I think. Like the series, I feel like we finished in like April or May or something when I was reading it with people, and then the people I was reading with were like, "This is perfect. This is a complete series. No more." And I was like, "But there were more books." And then the
Yeah.
third one in that spin-off series just came out like
Yeah.
2 days or something after my birthday, so I was like pretty hyped about it. So I know
Apparently
I'll
there's more
eventually
coming.
continue at some point.
I think I'm probably gonna binge the series, to be honest. I already put a hold on Iron Gold already because I want it. I wanna know.
I think there might be a time skip, and maybe it doesn't follow the same characters, but I'm not really sure.
I think it's 10 years after in Iron Gold, and you get more perspectives.
Okay. I should probably start reading that soon before I forget what happened and go like, oh, gotta reread the whole series again.
I mean, that's
Always
not a bad thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I made some progress in Obelisk Gate. I don't know why I picked this up like I've been reading it physically because I've been listening to it and looking up flights and dresses. But I have no way, again, because of my audiobook, of telling where I am. But it is a very interesting shift that this book has entered. So without spoiling anything, it is different from where I thought we were going to start in this book based on what happened at the very end of the last book.
Okay.
Is there a time jump?
Interesting.
No, it's not like one of those like, oh, 19 years later, blah blah blah. It's more of just like I thought we were going to just like pick up right where we left off before, and instead it's just shifted like to somebody else and like different perspectives and stuff. And I thought that this was going to be like we would get this context way later in the second book, and instead we're actually just starting there. Like if you immediately read the first page, you'd be like, oh, huh? And that's like where I am. Not on the first page, but I mean like
Yeah.
the confusion or something. But it's interesting. And also like the chapter titles are interesting because it's like chapter 2, you continued. I'm like, you as in like Essen or like what's going on? So I'm pretty interested. I'm already kind of hooked on it. Did you finish your podcast, Jess?
I did, yes.
Was it very good? Was it a thriller?
It was very good. It was about this, I think it was called the Bennington Triangle. So it's like this forest in Vermont where people just like go missing without a trace all the time.
Hmm.
Have never been found.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never been found. How do you even investigate something like that? It's just like where this person was last seen, I guess.
It's been across like almost 100 years where people just like so many people
Disappeared?
have gone missing in there. But
Wow.
a lot of people think it's like supernatural because there's been no trace of any of these people that have gone missing.
All right.
Huh.
But who knows? I think people go missing in the forest a lot.
Yeah.
And it's harder to find them than you would think.
Yeah.
But maybe it is Bigfoot. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm very wary to believe any kind of supernatural claims. I'm sure it's much more of like
Yeah.
their body was absorbed into the bog or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I'm fairly skeptical myself, but I think it's interesting.
I mean,
I like
meanwhile, also, like,
things.
what, 2 weeks ago is when the government was like, aliens. And everybody was like, yeah, okay. Anyway.
It's because they did that already, like ages ago.
It's like, you guys don't know anything.
You guys think you know aliens? You don't know. So, who knows? Maybe a cat says, OMG, my headphones were crackling and the tune was super off key. I assume that's like the end of the timer thing.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like you're either in an airport or some kind of like public transportation thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything.
I think it was an airport. It makes me feel that way.
Yeah, I feel like it sounds like the like air trains to take you to different
I was
terminals.
gonna say, it feels like a subway train or
That's
something
what
that's like,
reminds
you
me.
know, please mind the closing doors or
Mhm.
something. What chapter are you on? I can find the page number.
Is
I
it
think
from
this is about
Morningstar
Vish's
or
Morningstar, which was page 48.
48, chapter 6, but like a page before chapter 7.
No, I think they were talking about Obelisk Gate.
Either way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I could be wrong.
I am on, I think, page 10, so I'm like right before the end of chapter 1. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh no, actually, I am on page 11. So I'm like right, really, really close to the end of chapter 1. So, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty excited about what's happening. We're actually getting a lot of context, a lot of answers to questions that we had during the live show. So
In
it's kind of
the
nice.
first 10 pages.
In the first 10 pages, like we're getting,
Wow.
like, I think one of the theories we said at the end of the first show is immediately proven wrong.
Oh, okay.
So like we immediately already have answers to that. I guess that's
Interesting.
more of what I mean. So
Fascinating.
fascinating.
Well, I did put it on hold at the library, so
Yeah. Same.
Beautiful. Was that the
Project-
ebook or the audiobook?
the ebook. I have the audiobook on Audible,
Same.
Oh, okay.
but I need both.
Oh, moon?
Moon.
Like end of the first book where it was like, have you heard of a moon? Whatever that means. Yeah, I went on the Wikipedia page to look up like what happened in the 5th season, and it ended with the whole thing of like, have you heard of a moon? And then the moon was a hyperlink. I was like, oh, okay, and I clicked on it, and it was just like, do you know what a moon is? Here's what it is. And I was like, okay, I do know what a moon is. So like, I actually am. I guess this is on me for clicking it, but it's kind of funny.
That's interesting though, that there's answers on already like within 10 pages.
Yeah, I mean, like, I appreciate that it's not, I guess, like, beating around the bush on things. I kind of feel like a lot of books that end with a cliffhanger are like, okay, we're holding on to you for the cliffhanger, and we're not going to talk about any of that stuff until like halfway through the book, just to get you, you know, through the page count or whatever. But I appreciate when authors are just like, you wanted answers, here they are. It's not like, I had to think of it later and figure it out in the third book. It's just, here's the answers. So,
And now let me give you more questions.
yeah. Or it's like, okay, well, if that's true, then what? What happens next? So, I mean, it's kind of like what's that thing that Wonka says? It's like, stop, rewind, something in the new Wonka movie that Timothy Chalamet's in.
No idea.
Timmy? I haven't seen it.
Timmy. I also haven't seen it. I just have been seeing people reference it a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I clearly don't know what I'm talking about, so never mind.
I have a package. Give me.
Oh, okay. Glad the audiobook was available from my library. The 5th season had like 8 holds on it. The 5th season has been available as an audiobook for so long from like Cloud Library from my library, and then after I listened to it 2 months ago, it just is no longer available, which kind of stinks. So
That's weird.
I feel like it's such a famous
Just not available for you?
It just was like, do you want to suggest this title? So like they don't
Oh.
even have it in their catalog anymore, which I thought was really weird.
Interesting. That is really weird.
I don't know if they have to like renew their contract.
Yeah,
to, like,
maybe
have it
they
available again.
ran out of their license.
Yeah, it's been like that for at least 2 months, I think. Or like whenever I had finished it, like as soon as I finished it, it just was gone.
Yeah,
So,
interesting.
I guess I had good timing on finishing it for the live show and stuff, but I don't know. Very, very weird. The new Willy Wonka the new Willy Wonka movie looks atrocious. I have not seen the trailer for it.
Neither, and I'm not gonna, because I am. I like the Johnny Depp version one. I haven't seen the original one.
Really?
I don't know if I have or not.
Wait, what?
No, I haven't seen the original one.
I can't remember if I've seen the original one or not. I definitely have seen the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah.
I like that one too. I think I probably have seen the original one, at least some of it. I don't know. I'm not a movie gal, so.
Fair.
Yeah. I saw the original one and I saw the, I guess, Johnny Depp one. And they were both very good, but very different. So, I do not know what this one is going to be. The OG one is a terrifying fever dream, and I love every minute of it. This is very true. When they go through like the tunnel, the chocolate tunnel.
Is Timmy actually Willy Wonka?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's like the oddest casting choice I've ever heard of in my entire life.
It is kind of, but also I see it for what they're doing.
I don't know,
because he's like a young Wonka, but he's like all dressed up in like the hat and stuff.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
looks like a prequel. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. I can't picture him being the same age as the children that he's having win the ticket because he's very young looking. It's a musical.
I mean, all of the. I'm pretty sure all of the Willy Wonka movies are kind of a musical because they do like.
Okay, that is actually kind of true. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
it's been so long since I've watched the movies, but that is definitely true. I don't know why that was such a shock to me. Where I was like, "What are they going to sing about? Chocolate? Nobody does that." The tunnel scenes still scare me. It is kind of scary. If you haven't seen the first Gene Wilder one, it is kind of like in classic, I guess, 90s movie fashion. It is just kind of like, we're going to do the trippiest thing for like 10 full minutes, and you're just going to sit through it. And the people who are like experiencing the scary tunnel thing are all screaming, and Gene Wilder's just like singing through it. It's very 90s. So, I don't approve of anything. They all have the singing for sure, but for some reason this one being a musical irks me, and it shouldn't. But I'm just very anti all the things about this new version.
That's fair.
Interesting.
It didn't need to be made because you already have 2 that are really good.
Well, I mean, like, that's also true of so many things. Of like, there are like 18 Spider-Man movies and like 25 Superman movies and stuff, and they don't stop making those. They were like, you have the Chocolate Man, a third one. Why not? Just
Man.
why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they're running out of ideas on some of these. Or I guess if it's a prequel, it's not necessarily like running out of ideas. It's just very different.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm sure I will eventually watch it. And
I
then
won't
have an
see.
opinion.
I won't personally. I would
Me
go
specifically
and
won't.
watch the original one. I wouldn't watch this new one.
I feel like I'll probably just wait for it to be on something streaming and then watch it like 3 years after it comes out. Most likely.
Yeah.
But we will see. I think I read somewhere that they weren't told. Oh yeah, I read this too. In the original movie for the tunnel scene, they were just like, just hang out. We're gonna do something experimental. You don't know what it is. And then again, classic like late 80s or like 80s 90s movies fashion was just like, we're not gonna tell you. And then they just traumatize the actors with like some weird scenes so like the screaming is supposed to be real.
Oh my gosh.
So
So
yes, it
loud.
is accurate. All the kids were genuinely terrified. Yep. That's showbiz, baby. Yes. It feels not good to do that to people.
Yeah.
But you know how directors can, I guess, want a really genuine reaction, and I guess that's one way to achieve it. Or something. Yeah. I was reading Elliot Page's memoir, Page Boy, and he mentioned something similar that happened in Flatliners, I think.
All right.
That was like, I mean, like, he wasn't a kid necessarily, but it was the same thing of like, oh, we want a genuine reaction or something. And then it was almost like they literally got into almost like a car crash or something. And it was like, oh, this was like your genuine reaction or whatever. And everyone was like, I guess because of Hollywood, like, we're supposed to not say no, but this was super uncomfortable and whatever. So it's interesting what people can get away with. Okay, listen, I don't know when things come out. I'm not a movie person either, to be honest. I'm just saying, back then, they do crazy shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Why do you keep referencing the 90s? It's because I don't know when this came out. That's the reason why. I'll be honest. They did that to Shelley Duvall in The Shining, too. Just torture them. Jeez.
Well, the director was just like horrible to her. Like, she never really acted after that because he just like treated her like
traumatize
shit.
her.
On and off set, like just abused her.
I don't know.
It's horrible.
That stinks too, because really you only remember it for the like here's Johnny thing. And like that's it. Meanwhile, it was so awful for her.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick was a monster.
For sure.
That's showbiz, baby. It's not good. Not good.
Well, I have to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow, so
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Sorry for leaving early, but
enjoy your night in Memphis.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good sleep.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Have a good rest of your night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
And then there were two.
And then there were two. What do you think you're gonna read, or when do you think you're gonna switch to Twisted something?
That's a good
Like,
question
after
because
you finish Morningstar?
I know.
It's so addicting.
I know. I think I read Golden Sun like 2 days. Like half one day and half the other day. So I don't know.
It's so hard to stop because it is such a like it draws you in with everything that happens, but especially Morningstar, I feel like so much happens in that book. Like it's pretty thick, but it is very, very easy to just keep reading and not stop.
Yeah. So. It's just things happen. So much drama.
Yeah. I was buddy reading it with my boyfriend, and I was talking about how the second book, like I liked Golden Sun, but I also feel like it was very different because it was like still kind of political, like Red Rising, but way more political in this one. And it was all about like, space warring factions instead. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's not like it's a bad book, but it's just really different from
It's
the
a lot
first
of
one.
build up, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know,
So I was
to
like,
up
in terms
morning.
of that buildup, I kind of felt like it was slower in that sense of like trying to just keep ramping up the tension until eventually like fights would break out and all that stuff. So I was trying to explain it where I was like, it is really good, but I also think I prefer Red Rising because it is kind of like a ramp up in the first couple chapters, and then it's sort of like nonstop action, and it is the whole like killing each other in the veil, Hunger
Mhm.
Games type of style thing that I'm always all about.
Yeah.
So he was reading the second book, and then he was like, "What are you talking about? This? What do you mean a slow book? This is I can't stop reading this." And like by the time he finished Golden Sun, um, that day, and he was like, "Immediately, I need Morning Star right away." And he was traveling on business or something, so I just was like, "Okay, here is the ebook, if you want to read it." And then he read like the whole thing also in like 2 days, I think,
Oh wow, that's good.
which is pretty great because he's like he
Yeah.
is a reader, but he's not I guess like a booktube reader in the same way
Yeah.
of like, you know, he will read a lot if he's like away from home and like has
Mhm.
the opportunity to do it. And I feel like it's just such an addictive writing style that it's hard to stop. And
It
then
is.
he
It
actually
is.
like finished the book way before me, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna catch up now.
No, I can see what you mean by Golden Sun. I feel like I'm sure now Morning Star is just gonna be like non-stop just
Yeah.
action. And I feel like with Red Rising and Golden Sun, it's just a lot of build up with yes, a lot of action, but it's like a stepping stone to Morning Star. It's like low grade action to like now. And like each book is so different. Obviously, with Red Rising, with all the Hunger Games, as like you said, is so different from Golden Sun.
Yeah.
And Golden Sun is different to Morning Star now.
Well, the thing is, like, Red Rising ends where you're like, ooh, okay, what's gonna happen next? And Golden Sun ends like, like, it's
Yeah.
like jaw drop, like screaming, what, like,
Yeah.
and just so many things happen in like the span of 30 pages, I think, at the very end. And
Mhm.
still, there's something that's pretty much like jaw dropping on the last like 3 pages or something.
Yeah.
So by the time you get into Morningstar, you're like, I need I need information, like, oh my god. And then by the time I think you're like right around where you are of like chapter 6 or something, a lot has already happened, but it's still like ramping up and even more is gonna kind of explode. So I'm really excited for you to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that you changed your pronouns to tomato tomato. Oh, is that what Jess was talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't,
Tomato, tomato.
I didn't even notice that. That's so funny. Oh my god. I'm gonna change my like the thing when you're like, I'm not here. I'm gonna change it to a tomato for the next
Yeah.
sprint. There we go. Not gonna lie, the Hunger Games angle of Red Rising is why I've yet to pick it up.
It's not
Really?
exactly Hunger Games. I would say like it is it's like Hunger Games where they're dropped into somewhere and they have to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else is different. Trust
Yeah, it's
me.
not exactly like kill each other now in the way that the Hunger Games is. Because that
Yeah.
one's very explicitly like, this is what you must do. And this
Mhm.
one is more of like, play the game and like end up on top, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
it's. I don't want to compare it to Lord of the Flies because I don't really think it's that either, but kind of in the way that there's like factions almost, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
which side will you join
Yeah.
to win, and like each group is put in, or each person's put into their own group to begin with, so it's kind of like that's where you belong,
Mhm.
but it kind of is like how do you manipulate everybody to do what you want, and you're sort of at war with people, but it's less about like murder everybody, and it's more of just like end up on top. Like there still is
Yeah.
brutality and people die, but also
Yeah.
that's not really what it's for, I guess you could say. It's just how everyone tries to pitch it to me never interests me. Oh, interesting.
That's right. But just know it's just like only the first book. It's
Yeah.
totally different, obviously, with the second and third, because it's just like it's like a school thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think also it depends on what appeals to you, because to me, like the idea of the Hunger Games is super appealing. The idea to like a killing school is really appealing to me. Like any academia, anything of like do whatever it takes to survive is super, super appealing to me. So
Mhm.
I think it's also about like, do you gravitate towards those genres or those tropes or something?
Yeah.
And then if you do, then you'll probably love it. If you don't, I don't know. Maybe there are other things within the series that'll appeal to you, but it's also possible it might not be for you.
Yeah. It's very dramatic, Shakespearean-esque, Greek Roman vibes, It's just so dramatic, and I love it.
I love it. It's also, I feel like a lot of people recommend the book, and then the people who are recommended it kind of fall off after the first couple chapters because, like, I don't mind the first couple chapters, but they are super dramatic and they're not what the book is really like about. It's all that like starting area, and people are like, why are we in the dirt mines of Mars? Like, I thought there was gonna be more stuff, and it just is like, the
It's just
edgiest boy alive who is like, I have like clawed through metal and like I've gone into and I've almost died, but like the chains, we must break the chain. And it's like, I
so
don't think
dramatic.
it's bad, but it's like very, very dramatic. And if you listen to the audiobook, it is like, I think a Gaelic accent or something, like an Irish accent of an older
Yeah,
sounding
I'm
guy
listening
for
to
a
the
15-year-old.
audiobook. Yeah.
Yeah,
Listening
so I
to
know
it.
that like turns a lot of people off, but to me, I'm like, I love this accent. You can talk to me in this all day long. Like, I'm fine with it. I just want to know what happens, and like,
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of it. I'm excited. So I think that also can be a factor. Like, that's when we're for people who are kind of turned off by that. I would just be like, don't touch the audiobook, then just go for the physical, because the physical is also really, really good.
Yeah.
The fact that it isn't all the way down gives me a bit of hope because I can't
Yeah.
do turtles all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the first book of that has that aspect, and then it obviously grows into a larger scale
Yeah.
of like political maneuverings and stuff like that. So it's really good. Essentially, it's a revenge story.
Yeah, it's more of like the like fighting for what's right and fighting for, your particular like underprivileged group and stuff to come out on top.
Yeah.
While like kind of having allegories to like classism and whatnot. So I think that that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like how with it is morally gray in terms of like there's no good or bad side. There's just
Yeah.
people and how they act and like who you think is right at the time.
Yeah. And I also think what's cool is like later in the book you do see things of like this is somebody who was really like perceived to be like a villain in the first book, and then you're sort of seeing them from the perspective of like now the main characters are way more powerful, so then do they use that power to like punch down at the people who once punched down to them? So I feel like there's also that aspect as well of like, are you doing the right thing, and like, are you really making a difference, and what sacrifices are you willing to make? So there's all those sort of like moral questions as well.
Yeah. But
So
Severo is my favorite. He's a maniac.
Severo is so fucking cool. He's the best.
I love Severo so much.
He's the best. He's
I know.
literally like little feral child
Yeah.
of my heart. He is so great.
He's like, "Can I have that eyeball?" He pockets it.
He's like, I want it for later.
Yeah, I want it for my collection.
No,
I'm like, what collection?
never
What are
know
you
when I'll need
collecting
it
eyeballs
later.
for?
Just to have. Just to have.
God.
Here is a question, not a bookish one.
Yeah.
I just dropped my 4 foster kittens off at the shelter. I'm definitely going back Friday to
Yes.
adopt one, but I'm tempted to adopt 2, which will skyrocket me from 1 cat to 3 cats. And I recognize I'm a crazy person.
You're not crazy. I mean, you've bonded with these kittens.
Mm.
If you
I
want to
mean,
adopt two.
it sounds
If
like you should just go back and adopt all 4. Because, I mean, if you're gonna go back and be like, I'll just take 1. Actually, I'll just take 2. Actually, I'll just take 3.
Home.
Then, like, is it really that difference for like the barrier to entry of like 3 cats versus 4 cats? Because at that point, like, it's great. Do you have names for the kittens? Because that will really tip the scales, and then you really will adopt all 4. I'm
Okay.
adopting the one my cat picked, but I fell in love with another one.
Yes.
My dad is adopting one of them. Oh, it's
cute.
cute.
Oh, right. I saw the picture on the Instagram story. It was so cute.
Aww.
I think you should adopt 2 because if you fell in love with both of them, then
Then,
good. if you can take care of them, why not?
Yeah, and if your other cat already likes them, that's also
Exactly.
good. Because there's not going to be like infighting or whatever, hopefully. Unless you think the one that you fell in love with, your like current cat, will not get along with. But they'll learn to love each other,
Yeah.
you know?
They'll
So,
learn.
the little
Oh my god,
girl.
yes!
I would name
Yes!
Wanda after the Scarlet Witch. Oh, so cute.
Yes. I approve.
Wait, what do the cats look like?
They're black cats.
They're all black cats?
Mhm.
Oh my god. I love black cats so much.
Me too.
And the little snuggle boy my cat picked him since his name Ohan. That's really
That's a
cute.
good name.
Wanda and Ohan
Yeah,
from Long Way
yeah.
to a Small Happy Planet.
That's a good name.
Oh, I need to finish that series, by the way. But
Yeah, I only read the first one because of Liz, so I need to continue.
I read 2 or 3 of them. I think 2 of them, and I might have been like partway through the 3rd one, and I never finished it. I think, but I think I saw Steph is reading, or like discussing Long Way to a Small Happy Planet this coming
Yes.
Saturday, which
Yeah.
always makes me want to be like, I can immediately read that before the live show. Not that I'm going to be.
I think she's talking with Aaron about it. I think something like that. Oh no, I can't hear you. Anyway. Let's see. The 2 kitten will keep themselves entertained than the 100%. I think you should adopt 2, to be honest, Liz. They would leave Lilo alone while they're up to their kitten antiques. Yeah, at least they'll keep each other company, you know, because if you already have an adult cat, then they're not gonna want to play as much, you know? I'm obsessed with all things Becky Chambers, but they are not long reads. They're not. They're really like, if you like cozy fantasy, you'll like this one because they're cozy sci-fis. They have like found family tropes, and it has a lot of like, I guess, societal themes, but make it alien. It's a really good series. Even though I've only read the first one, but Liz can chat about it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I don't know what happened. I have to use earbuds or a huge microphone setup, and I never know when it's going to be for the day, but I guess it just turned off by itself. I don't know why.
That's all right.
I agree also, because like I thought Long Way to a Small Happy Planet was like, I don't know, not long per se, but like a pretty average, like medium sized book. But my I guess like associated memory was like filling in my bullet journal while I like when I was doing the first setup of the year while I was listening to the audiobook, and it was very good. And then Steph also gave me a copy of the first book, so I was really excited to like read it again and get back to it.
Sorry, Liz just sent me the photo. It's so
Oh my
cute.
god! Oh, it's so cute.
Oh.
Is that Ohan? I guess.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
the
so.
one that Lilu picked. That is so cute. Just sent you a photo of the big cat and the baby she claimed. When I tell you I ugly cried at book 3 in the Wayfarer series, I sobbed and sobbed. Damn. Okay, I'll reread them all. I cry too. I want to cry too. I want to feel something. I always say that where I'm like, I want to cry, and then as soon as a book makes you cry, I'm like, this ruined my life. This is the worst book I've ever read. I can't believe it made me feel something terrible. Terrible. Oh my god. I still remember like do I still have it? I feel like I put it in an unhaul pile because I got so mad that book made me feel something. But gosh, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. That book like gave me depression. I was so upset. I was crying so much where I was like, I don't know why this one in particular affected me, but it just like was such a sullen, like somber audiobook read, and I was like, I have to switch to physical. This is making me upset. And then I was reading it physically, and I'm like, I'm still upset. This is so sad. And it just was like, I don't know what it was. I was just like, I don't want this book anymore. I'll give it away.
I actually bought that book because of Noelle because she loves it.
Really?
Yeah. Now I'm like, what has she
I
done to me?
I guess I have it out for that book where I'm like, not for me. I am too sad. But I don't know.
Fair.
It's funny because like I definitely read it years ago, and then I just decided to reread it because I kind of forgot what it was about. And then the second time around was when it really affected me. It's like I don't know why this was so different this time around. Strange. It was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I mean, Becky Chambers is amazing. Like
Yeah.
I think I tried reading To Be Taught If Fortunate, which is a
Mhm.
novella that she wrote and isn't related to like Wayfarer series or anything else. It's just a standalone, and I loved it so much. That's one of my favorite books too. And it was just so like it just hits you right in the heart, and then it ends, and you're like, okay,
Oh,
okay.
sounds like Jade Legacy.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. In one ways, the longest of the books in the series. Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
okay. That's good.
Because I feel like every time I've seen the other ones, they are surprisingly a lot better. OMG baby, so cute. Her full name is
Lilo
Lilo
Dallas.
Dallas Multipass. What an interesting name.
Yeah,
It's like I have a sci-fi cat, so it makes sense the cat she picked should be a sci-fi cat.
fair.
Very cool. I feel like it's so fun. Record of a Spaceborne Few is less depressing and more vulnerable and honest and beautiful, and it broke me in a way I didn't realize I needed when I read it. Oh,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
I feel like that's what Becky Chambers is so good at too, where it's
Yeah.
like it's the vulnerability of humanity, of just like the
Mhm.
human experience, and then you read that in a way that's just very surprising, because like sometimes literature just surprises you in that way where it's just very 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 honest,
Mhm.
and you don't expect to like see yourself in the literature, and all of a sudden you're like, I feel super seen, and it's a little uncomfortable how like this person also knows the exact human experience that I've been through too, and yet it's also comforting in a way. So I feel like she's very very good at that.
She
Sweet
is,
Home
yeah.
is so good. It's so good. It is so excellent. Ah, great book. I actually didn't read that one by audiobook either, but I've been really wanting to because I've heard the audio is also really good, and I think it's only like 3 or 4 hours or something. So I feel like I could knock that out. It's a very good one. Yeah. And Galaxy. Wait. Oh,
Oh,
I skipped something. Galaxy in the Ground Within has. Oh, really? Zero humans. Oh my gosh. I did not know that. That's very interesting. Because I think each of the books after the first one is supposed to talk about each like little group of the characters that you met in the first book. So it's
all
not
right.
necessarily a continuation of like, here's what happened to everybody. It's just like,
Yeah.
now here's this person's story and that person and that person.
Yeah.
It's about the Exodian fleet, so it's the most human-centered story. Oh, okay. I don't remember who the Exodian fleet is, but I do
I'm
remember the second
fleet.
one not being about humans. So I really enjoyed the Monk and Robot book. Should probably pick up her other series. Did you read I think there's 3 of them. Did you read the Monk and Robot
No,
number
I
2?
no, I haven't. I've only read The Long
Just
Way
Long
to the
Way?
Lonely Planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I wanted
Okay.
to finish like the Wayfarer series before looking into the
Mm.
novella series. But yeah, I've heard really good things as well.
I feel like the first one was a really, really evocative, like Ghibli vibe, which I really loved because it was kind of like steampunky nature of people who like don't rely on technology at all. And
Okay.
then there's like one robot that's just still there where they're like, what? Because most robots had like left the planet.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's one left is a big surprise, but everybody just operates in this very like mechanical wooden stuff, I guess. And I just loved like the evocative scenes of going through like nature trails because it is kind
Mhm.
of like a journey style book, and like I don't know, it's almost like having like a wooden RV but in a very cozy way that everything was like, here's like the little bed, like the oh my gosh, what are those called? Like, what am I trying to say? What are beds called in Japan where you lay on the floor? What am I
Oh
talking about?
God, I don't know. I thought it was just called a bed, but on the floor. Mattress?
The the name is escaping me right now, but it's like the very cozy, like here's like this little, I don't know, it's not like a tatami mat, but it's like, I don't know, like a cozy little thing, and like the little wooden slats that are in like most traditional Japanese houses, I think, that where like you
Okay.
pull away like the wooden curtain thing.
Yeah.
So it just gave me like that very uh fun feeling of like everything is cozy and small and like you have your own little space for everything, but you're also
Mhm.
like on this traveling I was gonna say warband, that's not correct. You're on this little traveling wooden cart, I guess. And it's very, very cute. So I feel like that's fun. I will say Monk and Robot, I think the first book I only gave like 3 or 3.5 stars for some reason, but I also am kind of interested to like continue with the series. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that that's like a bad thing. I think just at the time I was like, this is fine, but it's not to be taught fortunate, so that's my problem. I don't know. Book 2 is Lovelace and Pepper. Book 3 is Ashby's sister. Book 4
Okay.
is Pay.
Don't
I
remember who
barely
paid.
remember who the last 3 people you mentioned are, but I do remember Lovelace, who is
Yeah,
wonderful.
I don't remember pay.
Yeah. There are only 2 books so far. Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
think maybe there's a third one coming out later.
Might be.
Maybe. Oh, also Tammy's absolutely right. It's called a futon. That is what I meant. Thank you for having my brain back. So, tatami mat. I think there might have been a tatami mat inside of the wooden cart thing, but it definitely I meant futon for sure. I haven't read book 2 because then I have no more new Becky Chambers to read.
That's
It is
fair.
always like I'm saving it for later. Like I
Yeah.
need to have something to look forward to. I have the second book because it was sent to me on accident. And I got to keep it. Ooh, very lucky. That's very cool. Yeah. Very, very exciting. Well, it's just about oh, thank you, Tammy. We're just at the top of the hour. Should we do another sprint from here?
Sure.
Also, do you have a certain time you have to go? No? Alright, cool. Let's do a sprint. Are you still okay with like 35 minutes or do you want to change the
Yeah,
time?
yeah. No, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Tomato, show us what you got. Alright. We will see you in about 35 minutes. Oh, also Peep. I'm a tomato now. So,
Love that.
alright, cool. 35 minutes and we'll talk to you then.
Hello.
Hello. I had to switch. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's always such a struggle. This, I don't know why. How was your sprint?
It was good. I'm on chapter 10 now, and several is ridiculous. Oh my god.
That's our boy.
What's with him and eyeballs?
We were just talking about that during the last chatty.
No,
part.
and there's more.
Mm-hmm.
Next chapter. So funny.
What a guy. What
I
a great.
know. If something happens to him, I'll riot.
Yeah. He's such a like good character that is so like feral and wild, but you can't help but love him. He's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. How was your reading?
It was good. I mostly just reread what I already read by audiobook, but physically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like all cut up to again chapter 2 and haven't made like really significant progress other than that. But I also did have to like run and like do a few like charging things in the meanwhile because of well this and like other things that died. So I got other stuff done during the sprint at least. So that's a positive at the very least. Let me see what the folks are up to in the chat. Hi, just joining. I'll be reading Magical Midlife Madness by K.F. Breen. Ooh, very good alliteration in that.
Yeah.
Hello, Rachel and Vish. Hello. It is my first time here. Thank you for coming. 162, page 162 in chapter 15. Ooh. I don't know which book Alina is reading, but also I think Alina is gone. So
That was so fast.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very fun. Yeah, I'm really excited about where I feel like this book is going to dive in because of everything. Because I think now I'm realizing it's going to be like kind of a dual timeline thing too. Like I know the first one kind of did that with like different things happening at different points in time, but I feel like this one now that we have like established things from the first book is now doing stuff from like the very beginning, kind of like prequel-esque into the present of the first book, and then or I guess like the beginning of the first book and then whatever happened at the end of the first book. So it seems like maybe we're going to get like at least two perspectives or like timelines, I guess. So yes, breezed in and out of our lives.
Yeah.
Why does this book cut so deep?
No. The third one I feel is very emotional because it deals with marriage. And it's like it's more serious, I guess. It's just really good.
I guess when you say it deals with marriage, it's not like it ends in the happily ever after marriage thing necessarily.
I guess it's more like a second chance trope with this one. But yeah, it deals with a married couple.
I've never read a second chance romance before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've read that one, Happy Place, Emily Henry.
Oh, that's true. I haven't read that one yet. I do have that one as an audiobook.
I mean, I like Beach Read better. And we all know how we both feel about people
We don't
meet
need
on.
to start on people we meet on. I mean, we can make this a classic Let Me in the Library sprint, and I can complain about it for 20 minutes.
I know,
but...
it was ridiculous. But Book Lovers and Happy Place were still good. I prefer Book Lovers than Happy Place. That's just me.
Yeah, I liked Book Lovers a lot, and I really, really liked Beach Read. So I know a lot of people were saying they loved Happy Place a lot, which just makes me a little bit nervous because I know how many people loved People We Meet on Vacation, but I have a feeling they're going to be just different.
No, they are very different. Happy Place and People We Meet on Vacation. The People We Meet on Vacation is just yeah. But Happy Place, it's like the themes are really good. The writing's really good. It's just a lot to think about, like Beach Read.
Mhm.
But the romance itself for me was just okay.
Okay. Does Happy Place have a pee mattress?
No.
The people want to know. The
No.
people being me wants to know. No
No.
pee mattress. Okay, that was a one-time thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think she gave that up.
Yeah. I feel like after I complained about it on the internet for so long, something happened. It was like,
Yeah.
no more of this.
We cannot have a pea mattress.
Cannot. Never again. Ugh. Every time now that I see People We Meet on Vacation in a bookstore or something, I want to go like find that scene or find like the scene at the very end that I just thought was very ridiculous. But I don't know, like I could not find the one near the end, which I guess I don't want to say because it's kind of a spoiler, but I was looking for that one specifically because I remember listening to the audiobook and I was just like, what? And like I was with somebody in the shop, so I was like, I don't want to take too long to be like, look at this scene. Wait, I can't find it. Wait. And eventually I was like, I will look this up later so I have an exact page number. And next time I go into a bookstore with someone, I can be like, look at this page. Like, I'll be ready with my rant. But yeah, she heard your rant and took note. Good.
Yeah. No
Good.
pea mattresses.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with bodily fluids. Please.
Yeah. I do not understand how nobody else heard about that part. Because I feel like I'm the only person who's ever complained about it.
Yeah, I think I just blocked it out. I blocked the whole book.
I get that a lot. Whenever I complain about this and I'm like, remember this part? And everyone's like, I don't. But okay. I'm like, I don't think I imagined this. I'm pretty sure that happened. It was a wild ride of a book.
It was.
Yeah. So.
And she's just announced the new one, which is very interesting.
Oh, what's the new one? I thought Happy Place was
I think it's called Funny Story, and it's about the main character and husband cheated on her with her best friend, and now I think they separated or whatever, and then she's now roommating with her best friend's ex-husband. So it's
they switched.
Yeah. So it's like their romance, forced proximity.
That sounds really messy.
Yeah.
It sounds really, really messy.
It's a forced proximity, and I think kind of like fake dating because they're like, "Ooh, what if we like make them jealous this summer? Whatever."
Not that that will lead to anything.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sounds interesting. I'd read it. We'll see.
I'll read anything at this point. So, like, I'll probably read it. My problem is like, do you know like the Libro FM influencer program or whatever, where like you can get audio things? So like I go into those and probably out of like the 23 audiobooks, I will download like 18 of them or something. Or I'll say like I will read 18 of these.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them, there's like something that could appeal to me.
Yeah.
And there's like a very rare few that I'm like, no, I don't want to read this. Like most of the time I'm like, I'll overcommit to anything. I feel like this month I was a little bit less trigger happy with like picking stuff where I was like, yes. And so I was like, I'm realistically probably not going to read this and like not super interested in it. So finally learning what my tastes are, which I feel like is important. But I do feel like I want to read a romance book soon because it's just been so long since I've read a romance. I don't think I've read a single one this year.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd like Anna Huang's book, Twisted Games. The second one, it has Princess Diaries vibes, and I'm just like, please, everyone, specifically Princess Diaries 2. Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm very interested.
Yeah. It's for me, it was really, really good. I really loved it. It was just such a fun time and so Like, it reminds me so much of Princess Diaries too, because it's between a princess and a bodyguard.
I mean, that sounds good to me. Bodyguard, princess trope is always very, very fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I actually don't think I've read. Oh no, I read From Blood and Ash, so I did read that trope once.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only one I've read that was like a published. Actually, I think it's the only one I've read. I was gonna say like, oh, maybe like fan fictions or something, but I'm like, I don't actually think I've read that in a fan fiction or anything before. So probably just From Blood and Ash. But I mean, it's a great trope. Still love it. Still pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, Liz is right. Chloe Lease, you won't go wrong with that as well.
I nominate. I've voluntold. The pee mattress and general lack of hygiene are the only things I know about the book, and that's all you really need to know.
Yeah, there's no
Just
chemistry.
ask yourself, is that what you want from your book? Do you want to sit through 13 and a half hours or however long that audiobook is for that? Think about it. Got to a good stopping point. I think I've missed a vital point in the conversation. That's how every reading sprint I feel like is. It's just like it always goes off the rails to a point where it's like, how do we get here?
Yeah.
But we're still talking about books. That's not bad. We're actually pretty on brand for once. Okay, but like my niece is dating this man. What? My niece is dating a man and her ex-husband is dating that guy's ex-wife. So literally that book.
Whoa.
Does your niece know Emily Henry personally?
I know. Is this story about her?
I mean, maybe recommend that book to her when it comes out or something. Legitimately. Oh my gosh. It's weird, and her new boyfriend looks like Ted Cruz. It sounds like Boomhauer from King's Hill.
Okay.
I can't wait for them to break up. Oh my god. That's so funny. Oh my god. That's so hilarious. Well, maybe recommend Emily Henry's book anyway, just because it would be fun. I think that would be a very funny thing.
It also sounds like Taylor Jenkins Reid's her older romance. I think it was Evidence of the Affair. It's like a very short story.
Oh,
and
I don't know that one.
it's all told in like emails or letters, and it's the lady reaching out to the lady that cheated with her husband with, so like her husband. So they exchanged letters about like how they feel about the cheating and everything. Yeah. And like, yeah, I guess they fall in love too. It's really cute.
I feel like with cheating books, it's always like evident in most, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, like traditionally published romance books. I guess you would say like a lot of the ones that are like Emily Henry-ish or like Christina Lauren or something like that. Like a lot of the kind of like mainstream, I feel like there's always a cheating trope or something where there's like the husband is also cheating or it's just like a domestic thriller thing where it's like obviously the husband is cheating on you and a murderer. So already done.
Yeah.
I remember like when I was reading those books, like I was like very obsessively only reading domestic thrillers for a while, like before I started BookTube and stuff, and I was so suspicious all the time where I was like, everyone is out to get me and everyone is a secret murderer and like it's like you would never know. And meanwhile, I feel like the people in books that were like serial killers and whatever were like not really that good at hiding their tracks. It's just that like the main characters were not very smart until like they did the investigation or whatever. They're like, oh, it's not weird that my husband has like a secret bunker under our house that I'm not allowed in. And I'm like, that's immediately murder, obviously. Like,
how
what?
do you not know?
And they're like, oh, there's a secret room that he goes to with the guys that I'm not allowed in. And he always disappears every Thursday and Friday night, but it's not weird. It's totally fine. And we're so in love. And I'm like, okay, immediately murder. Immediately out. Like he's evil.
Immediately.
Evil.
You did.
There's no way he's not A, cheating on you, and B, evil. So like I don't know. It's so funny whenever, like, now I feel like whenever I read a domestic thriller, I've read so many of them that I'm like, I I can't see the, like, traditional twist or anything anymore, uh, at the end, like, I always see it coming from, like, a mile away where I'm just like, "This is the classic." Like, "Oh, now you're sleeping with the groundskeeper while you're investigating your husband," and the groundskeeper is, like, a rugged, like, woodsman with a flannel and, like, the buffalo print and whatever. I'm just like, it's always the same man, and then
Yeah.
halfway through the book, you're like, "Is he actually the murderer?" Like, "Oh my god, have I been sleeping with the enemy?" And it's always, like, a wild time that ends up being the same exact result every time. So, I don't know, like, I just keep reading them where I'm like, I know what's gonna happen, but it's so fun, and then
Yeah.
occasionally I do get surprised where I'm like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this." So, I feel like now domestic thrillers have to work so hard to still do the whole, like, paranoia, unreliable narrator thing, whereas, like, it's a given you're gonna have an unreliable narrator, but how you actually achieve that and give the readers that impression has to be different from, like, The Girl on the Train, because everyone's read it by now. So,
I haven't, but that's fine.
well,
I
I
think
mean,
I've seen the
yeah.
movie. I've seen the movie.
I have not seen the movie, but I feel like it's I guess, like, for people who are into the genre, I feel like
Yeah.
when you've read, like, a lot of the, like, is it Paula Hawkins?
Mhm.
Or, like, Gillian Flynn, like, those kinds of books, I feel like when you've read a lot of, like, I guess, the initial staples, they have a lot of the classic twists or whatever for it, so you can't twist in the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
So, that's always the impression I get, at least. I wish I was even half joking with the description. There wasn't an affair, they just both started dating as
Yeah.
ex. Interesting.
Oh, right. I was
In real
like,
life. In
yeah,
life.
in real life. Okay.
I am fascinated. I am fascinated.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Tell me more, tell me more. Was it love at first sight? Or whatever.
Love it.
The next
Yeah.
series is. I
What is
forget.
it?
Like, does he have a car? That's part of it. Well, I will say it's nearly midnight here, and I still need to buy plane tickets. So it might be a good time to end sprints before I don't know if it's, like, at midnight, they will, like, immediately add $400 to the price of the flight or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's right.
So I just assume where I'm like, "I need to immediately purchase these flights." But, oh, it's a convenience in a small town with limited options. Okay, but you're retired, Rachel. True. Yeah, the point is I'm retired, therefore I need to buy my flights and travel the
Yeah.
world and whatnot,
Mhm.
So, you have all the time in the world. I also don't have all the money in the world, though, so that is the
These
thing about
airlines, yeah.
yeah, that is the tough part. So, well, thanks for sprinting. I feel like this is a good, like, I guess I don't know if I would say, like, super productive on my end because I only read, like, 10 pages, but I feel like I got started enough with it, and
Yeah.
you definitely made progress, so I'm very
Yeah.
happy about that.
Yeah, it's good progress.
Yeah. So, and I found a site to buy dresses, so,
Oh, yes.
it's a win-win-win-win-win. It's very fun. Thank you for the sprints. Thanks for coming. It's always a
Yeah.
fun time with everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
So, well, as always, I will advertise once again for the Fantaseries Book Club that you can join us and chat about the book. If you're reading the first book, the second book, or even the third book, you can leave your thoughts in the Discord. I'm going to be probably posting in there shortly once I read a little bit more. And follow along with us. We're going to be doing the live show probably early September. We haven't announced an official day yet, but once we know, we will probably post it all over the Discord and other platforms. So make sure you follow folks so that you know what's going on. I left everybody's YouTube channel in the description, so please go ahead and follow Vish and follow Jess and follow the other folks who couldn't make it for tonight so you can keep up with them because I think we're going to have some more like people on screen at the next show. So I think our live show is probably still going to be on my channel for Obelisk Gate. and then we'll have one more book. So one more reading sprint, one more book discussion after that, and then we'll be switching to a new series. Who knows what it's going to be yet? It'll be up to you guys to vote and stuff. So always a fun time to see what comes next and see what choices are available based on the recommendations everybody gives. So I'm already excited about that, but I'm also super excited to continue the book. So
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna say sayonara now because it's 11:56, and that means it's 4 minutes to $400+. So
Final countdown.
the final countdown for real. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks, Vish, for coming. Tomato, tomato.
And
And we'll see everybody next time. Bye.